you notice this mistake in the movie Megamind? When he tries to scare Roxanne, he opens a giant hole in the ground filled with water and crocodiles. The interesting thing is that if you notice the size of this hole and then pay attention a while later in the spider scene, when Megamind walks right past Roxanne, we can see that it doesn't make any sense how he managed to get so close with that huge opening under his feet. You might think he must have closed the hole without us noticing, but in fact, we see it clearly when he closes the hole up ahead. Did you notice this double meaning joke in Justice League Unlimited? In the episode Endgame, Batman delivers a very questionable catchphrase to the national security team.
Mine are bigger than yours.
I don't think this phrase went over very well, but if that's not enough for you, he even gives a very mischievous smile while saying it. Did you notice that boy in Shrek? In the scene where several fairy tale characters are being sold to the Duloc guards, we can see Donkey being hit by a golden powder, and then he starts to fly momentarily away from the knights, and this boy says this here.
He can fly!
The interesting thing is that if you pay attention moments before, you can see that the dust actually came from a little fairy trapped in a cage, and taking into account the color of the clothes and the way the character is holding the cage, it is most certainly Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Now the question that remains is why Peter Pan wanted to sell her. I think he really was always the villain of the story. Did you notice that in the movie Bee after the bees win the lawsuit and honey becomes a controlled substance, they start releasing the bees and closing down the honey farms? In the middle of all these actions to end the consumption of honey, we can see an ATFH employee with Barry aiming at something, and when his target appears, we can see that it is none other than Winnie the Pooh himself with a jar of honey in his hand and Piglet next to him.